All right, guys. Welcome to this video. It has been way too long that I have not made one of these videos. I said I was gonna come back to it one day, and I just haven't had the chance to. Um, I went back in time. I went back in YouTube. I went back in time. That'll be sweet, right? I went to YouTube, look at all my older videos, and I wanted to see when was the last time I made one of my development blog videos, and that was 6 years ago. 6 years ago, man, how time flies, though, right? Um, so I watched that video, just trying to figure out where I left off, um, and then I did mention that the next video was going to be about like making more asteroids and further distances and more enemies, resources, and all that kind of stuff. And I just didn't get the chance to. I still worked on my engine. I just never had time because I had work and I was just super busy. But I still kept going on my engine, and then I ended up going in a different direction. But yeah, that's where I wanted to start off with this video, but I hope that you guys are doing great. If you guys still here, if not, and getting some, if you are someone brand new, welcome to this development blog video. But if you're someone that's been here, I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate everybody that's gonna be watching this video. So yeah, so let's continue where I've been up to and what's going on with this engine. So after that video, I don't know how long since that video, I decided to go to a different direction. With the rendering API, I decided to go to Vulkan. OpenGL has always been great, and I made this, it's the most advanced, crazy demo game I've made so far, on my own engine. I thought that was a good direction. But I started hearing things that OpenGL is going to be deprecated. I don't know if it's still a thing or not, or not. But I was like, you know what? I need to update my engine in case I need to go somewhere else, and I ended up deciding to go to Vulkan. So I needed to do a lot of stuff for that to happen. I'm working on something that I never touched before. I needed to learn. I needed to do a lot of research. How this is gonna happen, and eventually I ended up coming to a place where I was in a good place. I implemented Vulkan, I initialized it, I started figuring out what I needed to do to make things render on screen, and Vulkan is great actually. You got so many things so many tools that makes it easy for you to render stuff. Like you're in control. You're a lot more control than when you were in OpenGL. That wasn't easy to implement, just because it was something new to me. But eventually, I ended up figuring it out, and I got it to a good place where I was rendering my ship again. I had some asteroids going on. I had my skybox and all that. And then after that, I decided to do something different. I wanted to make my engine to be. I wanted my engine to make the rendering API be easily swappable, if that's a good name for it. And by that, I mean like, what if I want to render in Vulkan, or I want to use OpenGL, or I want to use DirectX? All these rendering APIs, right? And I was like, okay. So I started thinking about how I wanted to make that happen, and a lot of rework on my engine needed to happen for that to work. So I started off with my engine, with my engine, and decided to go in a route where I had two different projects, or /DLLs, where when I build the project, it will spit out a DLL for me to use, and I had two of them. One for my core engine, which consists of my entity component system, and all of those core stuff that the engine should have, like my own custom library, math library, because I don't use GLM or anything. I use my own that I built over time, like collisions and all that stuff, and all those things that a core engine should have. And then the other project where it's going to be my rendering API, either it's going to be Vulkan. Eventually I'm going to have a third one, which is going to be OpenGL. So I needed to do a lot of rework for this to happen, and I'm in a good spot where I can say that it should be working. I don't have OpenGL yet, but I still have my Vulkan. I need to do a lot of rework with the Vulkan stuff, and I needed to initialize Vulkan and all that code that it had in a good place, and have it very organized. That it was like a pretty good place to have it. And I needed to update my entity component system as well, because initially, before I made this update with the rework with the 2 project CLLs, the templates don't work anymore. So I needed to change that a little bit and go to a different route. And I think I got it to a good place where I wanted it to be at. I updated my window classes, so that it is organized in a way where, what if I wanted to run this in Mac? I don't have that working yet, but it's in a good place where I can change that to make that work. Or if I want to have mobile working. So I wrote it in a very organized way where it's going to be easily changed, and you can change it to a different type of window. But yeah, I'm in a good place right now. I have player movement, my ship movement. I got instancing for the asteroids working, and I got enemies flying around, and I got my skybox. So I'm gonna show you guys what I have so far. It does not look like this video that I have here. So this is my last video that I made, my update number 7. It does not look like this anymore, sadly. Well, not sadly, because eventually we'll come back to this again. So yeah, so I have my two projects, which is this is my core engine. This is going to be the rendering API, which is Vulkan. Eventually, I'm gonna have another project here, where it's going to be the OpenGL one, and they all spit out DLL. So when you make your initial game project, you hook up those DLLs into that project, and that's it. And as you can see, I made this class. This is my initial class where you can make those easily, and that rendering API easily swappable. So I got these 3 functions that they're external functions that come from my core engine, and my core engine calls these functions, but you initialize it in your main game project, right? So you create an application. It uses a shooter app, which is on top, this is what I'm using, and this is where the rendering engine comes into play. So right now I'm using the Vulkan stuff, but if in the future, when it comes to, like, I want to use OpenGL, this is going to be the OpenGL one over here, right? I don't have it yet, but that's what I think it'll make it happen. So, and that's all I need to do to make it work. Now we need like easily swappable, but I need to make OpenGL work again, and this brand new engine that I have. Let me probably take all this stuff over here. I have more room. Okay, there we go. Cool. Let's run it. Let's see where we at. Cool. Awesome. So this is where I'm at right now. So I got my ship working. This is not gonna be my ship. I just for testing. So yeah. So I got all my asteroids here. It's still not in a good place. Yeah, I just wanted to make it work. So I got instancing working. I got to get the sizes correctly, like I had it before. Add way more asteroids in here, just because there's not a lot right now. Let's see. I think I see some enemies in here. They're just roaming around right now. I gotta see one on the top. On the top, let me see if I can point it. Right above my ship. It's like a little spot. You can see someone moving around on the top. on the top right. There's two. Just stop there. So what they do right now is they just roam to a location, and once it reaches it, it stops and then waits for like maybe a couple seconds, and then it goes to the next one. I thought that was a ship over there, but it's an asteroid. But you saw some. They're just flying around. There's a couple of them. Um, so that's where I'm at right now. Um, I gotta get my shaders working. I haven't touched them yet because it was not my priority yet. But yeah, I gotta get a better texture. I can never find a good texture for my asteroids. I need to figure out what will make it a good texture, um, and my normals and all that kind of stuff. I mean, my normals is fine actually. It's just my texture and the shaders for this stuff. Like it has specular lighting that looks kind of weird, but yeah. So I got it just to a good place where I can render stuff, which is why I'm making this video. I've been wanting to make this video for a while. I just wanted to have something to show you guys. And like you see some enemies over here. They don't shoot at you yet. They don't have that functionality yet. They're just like roaming around and doing their own thing, you know. So yeah. So what I wanted to do, and the reason why I'm making this video, because I want to continue again. I don't know how frequently I'll be making these videos. It could be next week. It could be next month. It could be every month, every other week. I have no idea what's the plan for it. It all depends where I leave off with the previous one. But the next things that I wanted to work on, and they're not in any particular order. So I gotta get my bullets and projectiles and stuff working again. I gotta have my enemy AI to be in a better spot. Previously, in the previous in the updates when I was using OpenGL, the enemy ships were using state machines, and they're pretty simple and they're very basic stuff. But I want to move away from basic on state machines just because I want to get better at AI. I never actually delve deep into AI. It's just super simple state machines, and state machines are great, you know, for basic stuff. But I want to get better at stuff for AI. So I'm gonna look into it and see what other things I can do to make it in a good place. I gotta get my particle system again working with my thrusters and explosions and all that. I gotta get collisions, obstacle avoidance. Actually, obstacle avoidance was not in the previous when I was using OpenGL, so. But that's something that I definitely would love to work on. I was thinking about networking. I got some knowledge on networking, and I'm debating on if this would be cool to have networking in here. Maybe not for this game, but maybe I can build this game real quick and for you guys to download, and we can all just jump in here. Let's see what's up, you know. That'd be pretty sweet. We'll see. I don't know yet. But I want to. That's like I said. There's not in any particular order, but I don't know when I will touch it. But we'll see. The other thing I want to touch is getting my point lights working, getting the shaders working in a good place, getting fog. I really love the fog that was happening in the previous one, so I would love to get that working too. Some of the post effects. I think I was using a little bit of bloom, maybe SSAO. Don't remember what kind of. For sure, was using bloom. I did have God rays. I gotta get UI. I was using some very basic UI in the previous one, but I wanted to see what other things I can use for UI. Maybe there's a third-party library out there that I can use, or if I can build it my own, how hard it was going to be. I gotta look into that. I try to avoid third-party stuff, but because I like working and touching stuff on my own. But that's just me. It's just for learning, right? It's for learning. And the last thing that I have in my mind at the moment is my procedural planet. If you guys recalled, or if you're brand new, I used to work on I had a video on Procedural Planet that I was working on. Let me see. Do I still have my YouTube up and running yet? Yeah. So I had this Procedural Planet, and I did have a ship going around here and not landing, but actually no, I know which one. Hold on. So I had this. I will have to update it to my current project because this was an older one, so definitely doesn't work right now. But it'd be pretty sweet if I could get something like this working. But hold on. I think it was just me messing around with it. Yeah, I think it was just me messing around with it. I was trying to figure out where. Yeah, see, I got some bloom on those bullets and stuff. Wow, look at this planet. I definitely need some more work for it, but something I would love to work on, and it would be sweet. Is like I'm making a pretty sweet planet where you can land on and all that kind of stuff. I think that would be pretty sweet. So yeah, something that I would like to bring in. But that's it, guys. That's what I have this time around. And as you get closer, you can see that the trains is starting to get more. They start adding more vertices because you're getting closer, and it's filling up all those meshes and stuff, you know. So I will need to get this back and working again to put it off where I was at. But that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are doing great. If you're still here, I appreciate you. And if you're brand new, I'll also appreciate you. If you're interested, you know, to go on this journey with me, you know, please give it a like, give it a follow if you're interested. It does help me out, and it makes me feel like, makes me want to continue these videos, you know, for sure, like 100%. And there's more people out there. And oh yeah, and the other thing I need to work on is sound. I gotta get my sound back working. It's still not working since this past 6 years. I was watching my previous video, and it said it wasn't working, and it's still not working yet. It's because there's so much rework I have to do with the engine to make it be where it's at right now. Yeah, I'm excited to continue it, and for sure, I think what I want to work on next, I want to get some of the collisions, at least the basic stuff, and get some of the bullet projectiles. This is probably my next thing, and maybe that will be my next video to see where I'm at, how I implemented it, or just to give a little dev blog on it. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing great, doing wonderful. Hope you guys are excited, because I'm excited. I just love this. As you can see enemies going far away. It's super cool. Like this place is alive. There's things going on in the background. It's pretty sweet. Okay, well, that's enough, guys. That's enough for me babbling around. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful night, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Signing out.